We gonna start here? All right, then. We starting there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaguar Wright Effect, and salute to the Jaguar Wright Show. Yes, it is I, your girl Jaguar Wright, and we're here. We're live. I ugh, man, I'm telling you, the devil be trying people. You know what I mean? I know that the devil likes to try me. That I know.
Hmm. Well, you better try something else.
The
Look,
devil loves to try me.
I was gonna start with this in all honesty, because this is how I'm feeling.
Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good.
Shout out to Dr. Umar.
Oh goodness.
Some of y'all is going to sleep for good.
You actually put that up. That's in our studio.
That was iconic. That was, I mean, that didn't fit right there. That was funny.
I mean, ugh. once
Shout
upon a
out to
time,
Dr. Umar.
once upon a time, that used to be a noteworthy clip. And now, now,
I know. I know.
now.
I know.
But I also find it interesting, though, when you think of the symmetry of what this live is all about, what we're talking about right now, because there's a lot of interest in people, especially in the YouTube sphere, going around calling themselves the morality, the accountability, and the financial police.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting because right now we got some really interesting stuff going on YouTube. Like, since you brought up Umar, we have no choice but to acknowledge the Umar Lennon honor scandal, and then the side players. One side player in particular right now, Marianne Lorient.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I said your name wrong, ma'am. And we have the link pinned in all the chats. So please, if you are watching, or if someone knows her and wants to tap her in and say, hey, Jaguar Wright has just invited you to come over and hit her link, you're more than welcome to come and sit here, because we really don't know how to get in touch with you. And you have all the comments off on your video. But I saw recently Marianne had actually did a live reaction to our video of the live reaction that we did to this, to Checkgate.
Yeah.
I guess they're calling it. And salute to the family in the building. We're not trying to, ignore anyone. We're doing a silent roll call, your name, or, we acknowledging you. Here you are on the screen. We got y'all on the Jumbotron today. So, like, ugh. So she, like, did a reaction video to our reaction video of what's going on out here in the YouTube sphere. And I was very surprised that she was very, should I say, susceptible.
She was in agreement to what you were saying about.
Yeah.
I mean, you were spot on about. Yeah, you were spot on about what was what you had assessed, and she was like, "Yep," and she agreed with 99% of what you were saying.
Yeah. And just so you know, nobody was coming for your looks or your demeanor. I just said, in my opinion, it was clear that you're a little older than me. That's all I said. I didn't talk about your looks. I didn't talk about your body type. I know I can go hard body, on my content and my comments about people. I was just in a comment section of a hater earlier today, and this woman was sitting there talking crazy in the comments. And I just had to be like, yo, hey, Bookman, because she looked just like Bookman from the Good Times. Um, yeah, I can go hard, but that wasn't it at all. I wasn't highlighting you or trying to and I'm glad that you work out 3 times a week, and I'm glad that you're very fit to be such a small person. Um okay. We got somebody in the comments. I don't know if you see it,
Hold up, I was pulling up something else. Give me 1 second.
but I think we need to, I'm going to have to go in on my back channel and see where this
I know. I could figure it out.
you can figure it out. Okay. You see what
I
you
got
see
it.
what I'm talking about, right?
I think it's this one. Yeah.
Cuz they talking kind of wild.
Yeah. It's just yeah. That's the one, right? Yep.
You already got rid of it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Um
People be
but
here just be saying all types of
yeah, but I want to make sure that
nonsense.
we have some access to who that was. Like, I think we need to pay attention to that account.
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
Because people just be in here wilding, like they be wilding, especially when we're not keeping it like straight members only.
Yeah.
And we do members only a lot, but we're coming from more than one space because we're opening up, as many of our algorithms as possible for this conversation, because there's some people that are subscribed in some places and not in others. Y'all already know what it is. Salute. So yeah, anyway, back to Marianne Laurent. Marianne Laurent, I mean, whoo, she corroborated a few things. Because in all honesty, I was doing a cold read on the situation, was I not?
Yeah, you are.
But the part that I liked more than anything regarding her commentary was when she said that I was 100% right about the fact that Lynn and Honor knew everything that was going on in the backdrop. And for that, I would like to have a further conversation, because there's some interesting information that I think she has that nobody's really paying attention to. See, because that's what we do over here in this community. We highlight the things that are being hidden. And maybe that's part of this gaslighting campaign, because I swear to God, after the top of the new year, the basement trolls that were like, trying to engage us or whatever, they pretty much fell off. For real, wasn't nobody talking about us.
Yeah.
Not really.
What would you say after about last August, September? I'm not sure. What would you say?
I mean, people genuinely were just kind of falling back. And I think, I don't know. I don't want to do too much speculating, but I'm about to start pulling people's cards tonight. And that's really the whole, that's the gist of this live. We pulling cards. Because you guys are making this way too obvious. Way too obvious. Like, in the past week, now this is what's wild. Our GoFundMe has been up for what, a week?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We didn't even post it on all of our social media outlets.
No.
We posted it on Patreon first. And 1 or 2 people made mention in comments. But the second that we posted it on Instagram, where I'm approaching 400,000 followers, all of a sudden it triggered like this massive reaction for people to come forward and turn this into content. First, it was, oh my God, Jaguar Wright and Tasha K have dueling GoFundMe's. No, we don't. My GoFundMe has absolutely nothing to do with hers. Her GoFundMe is because she wants her supporters and the public to pay for the lies that she told about someone else. And they are lies. They were proven to be lies in the court of law. There was a jury, there was a verdict, there was punitive damages attached. And she's been trying to, for the past, 3 years, find a way to get out of it or to stretch it out as far as she can, hoping that she can hustle her way into some kind of windfall to be able to pay for the lies that she actually told. Her name is Marianne Laurent. She's alleged to be a victim of Dr. Umar. Apparently, she has, past dealings with Dr. Umar, the school. She was a donator, a contributor, and, she teamed up with this content creator who's like the Danny Robertson for the Umar sector, because apparently that was something else that Marianne confirmed for us. There is an Umar Johnson sector.
Yeah.
Just like there was a Jaguar Wright sector, just like there's a Krishan and Blueface sector. And as you guys have known and are knowing and learning now, these sectors are basically just these little pockets in YouTube of a bunch of merry band of weirdos who like obsessing over stalking people and trying to find ways to trap them up. Like, honestly, this whole sector business is really embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you think about it, because these are a bunch of strangers who are literally going after someone that they don't know, trying to create scenarios to defame them, harass them, or put them in legal jeopardy in some way. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize the only reason that I had something to say at all last summer about the whole Umar situation was when I started seeing weirdos who were stalking me and lying on me and harassing me and slandering me online in chats, doing the exact same thing to Umar. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember which one it was? It was that Cheryl Arlay maniac who likes to go around writing textbook upon textbook upon textbook. Matter of fact, it was, I just bumped into her again. She was in the comments on the attorney Redwine Is That Legal Girl channel here on YouTube, who was doing commentary about Trashy K's bankruptcy. Cheryl Arlay is literally sitting there writing book-long commentary. Oh, this was excellent. This was this. This was that. Yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, that's a whole Tasha K troll. She used to stalk and harass me. She used to sit in chats saying that I was mentally ill, that I was a schizophrenic, that I was on lithium, that my dad had essayed me and impregnated me with my deceased son. Like, she used to say this stuff in chats. Now, I don't know who this person is, and I do not know where she got her information from, even though most of what she said was said in that bullshit, what is it, Surviving Jaguar Wright, that Tasha K did, a documentary filled with lies and filled with witnesses from my family who I cut off and publicly shamed, who wanted their get back. So they went and had their moment with Tasha K, hoping that they could get some social media fame with those psychopaths. Which she still has up. on Amazon. And please let her leave that up, because the longer that it's there, the longer that it's making her money. When I'm ready to put my lawsuit in, because I am going to sue Trasha K. That is going to happen. We're going to get there. But as long as she keeps it up, that's ongoing defamation. So the statute of limitation does not run out. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
And it adds to, just the overall punitive damages. Because she has a bunch of lies all through that surviving Jaguar Wright thing, stuff that is absolutely not true. There are people in my family that can attest to it, that I can call. I have best friends who have known me since I had baby teeth, that can attest to the fact that these things are lies. And not only that, my producer and my partner, I want to ask you a question. Am I a schizophrenic?
No.
Am I on medication?
Not at all.
Have you ever seen me in any point that you've known me out of my mind, manic, making crazy choices, or putting myself or anyone else in harm's way or jeopardy at all?
No. Mm-mm.
You want to know what I thought was really disgusting though, when I went into one of those comment sections and somebody said, actually it was a Lil Drizzle Monroe, Lil Drizzy Gillespie. When I went into those comments and someone said, Jag's only fun to watch when she's manic. She's boring now.
I mean, a couple other content creators said that as well. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody, and salute and love back to Vegas. Someone else said, I was living out of my car in Las Vegas. Oddly enough.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Like this past week, ever since we put the GoFundMe up, I've seen comments that I haven't seen in a minute. And I've seen content creators stack on to this conversation. So you got Checkgate going on, Dr. Umar versus Lennon Honor, and the live check situation that was brought to the forefront by Marianne Laurent, which she said Lennon Honor knew about completely. Once again, Marianne Laurent, we have the link pinned in the chat. You're more than welcome to come up here and have a conversation with us, or you can just go to our email. We have our emails attached to our channels. Feel free to reach out if you would like to come and sit down with the Jaguar Wright Effect and just have an open conversation where we can air out some of your grievances. Like, consider this a safe space for you to talk. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be sitting here campaigning for you or in any way, but just to give you a place where you can speak, because she's currently now being dogpiled and gang stalked, so much so to the point where she had to turn all of the comments off on her channel, even on posts. That's sad.
I wanted to say something about that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say something, and Marianne Laurent, shout out to her. No one was saying anything in the video that we clipped up to, disgrace, just defame or anything like that. We kind of understand what the bigger picture is, and we definitely want you to sit down and speak to Jag. Just, it ain't got to be for the record. I mean, not on camera or nothing like that, or pod or anything like that. is really just getting down to the bottom of how it all started. Now, I'll to grown men on online, going at each other or whatever, they grown ass man or whatever. But it's strange to watch grown men on the internet dedicate their entire platform that's attacking women or harassing people like Miss Laurent, so she has to turn off all of her comments, or because trust me, I understand it's a lot on your mental health. All these comments and all these people saying all kind of things, nasty things or whatever, it could affect your mental. I think these grown ass men that get on here and it turns into personal attacks, and then it turns into rumors, it turns to obsession. That really should be the question: what's the real motivation? And I say that to say
it turns to revenue.
Well,
you forgot that part.
Well, there we go. Yeah, because I was I'll save my commentary because I got something to say to a particular, two particular podcasts who's supposed to be grown ass men, light skinned grown men. Let me put that in there. They're, of course I'm being facetious and funny about the light skin part, but these are grown men dedicating entire shows
Diddy
to attacking women.
Diddy Bobs.
Yeah, I'll save that though. But back to what you were saying about her and having to turn off the commentary and stuff like
she
that.
literally had to turn off her comments.
That's sad.
She had to turn off her comments because they were so relentless. I mean, sad. Relentless at coming for her. It is sad. It's despicable because the truth is what you guys behave like are a bunch of high school bullies who sit on three-way and run around calling people's houses, threatening them to come outside, or threatening them that when the final bell rings that they going get attacked before they get on the school bus or before they get to make it to the train or whatever. Like, that's the gist of what y'all mostly got going on.
I wish you would have let me. I'm gonna try to do it. I had this short ready. I was gonna make it a short. In fact, I'll do it last. I'll make it last because what you said is right on point. It reminded me of like the party line. It reminded me like people back day, if you old enough. Yeah. Let me get this ready. It's funny you said that. Man,
it's insane. Like, it's insane. So you got that going on, right? And then you got Trashy K's situation going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's got a GoFundMe because she literally wants people to pay for her lies. Like, literally. She's literally asking her support base and the public, hey, I got caught. Not only did I get called out on lying, I got drugged to court on lying. I went through a whole trial for lying. I was found guilty. Matter of fact, I admitted on the stand that I lie for a living. That's what I do. And I was found guilty. There was a jury. There was punitive damages.
Mm-hmm.
And because of all of the testimony and because of everything that I did and my refusal to take down when all I had to do was simply take it down, what I knew were lies. But I was so busy clout chasing this entertainer's name that I refused to give up the attention that I was getting doing it. And I made it to 1 million subscribers doing it. And I became, kind of famous online. So I had to keep it up because if I took it down, then that would be me admitting that I was clout chasing. So I left it up. And now I I got charged with $4 million, and I want y'all to help me pay this off so that I can get rid of this non-disclosure agreement that I have on my name, and so I'll be able to continue to keep lying on whoever I want until someone else sues me and takes me to court and forces me to shut up. Now, see, when you Google my name, they got all kinds of insinuations about things. But there's absolutely nowhere you can go online and see something like this about me.
No,
nowhere.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nowhere. There is nowhere you can go where you can read that about me. Like lawsuit background, failed appeal, which means you appealed it to delay having to pay. Even though you sat online and said, sue me all you want to. I got the bread. I'm making money. I got the money. I'm making money. I got big money. I got big cars. Everybody knows me. It's like I'm a superstar. Yeah, sat online and said all of that shit. And as it says here online, your appeal failed. And then you put yourself in bankruptcy, which is basically the legal equivalent of crying uncle or mercy. So somebody can't come and clean your clock. But you got the money. See, you can't find any of this about me online. You can hear people say, oh, well, she was on Piers Morgan and Piers Morgan had to make an apology and was forced to take this down and whoopty-whoopty-woo. Like, you can say all of that, but I think it's very clear that everything that I said on Piers Morgan don't sound crazy or look like BS anymore after them Epstein files came out.
Like you said, the receipts is time and reality.
I've been saying it. I've been calling out things years before they happen, and then when they happen, everybody wants to get quiet. Everybody wants to get quiet and talk about something else. Like, it's wild to me. And nobody's paying attention to the fact of who was actually on that Piers. Like, to me, people talking about that Piers Morgan interview and not talking about all of the real shit that happened in that interview, and everything happened after that interview. The simple fact that people ain't discussing that is crazy.
I know.
Because when you look at who's in that interview, it was me, Vlad, and Ariel Mitchell Kidd. And 6 months after that interview, guess what? Ariel Mitchell Kidd put me in a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Why don't we go over that? Because, you know, a lot of these content creators that are sitting around talking about my legal defense fund are saying that I'm trying to use it to pay legal fees for the people that are suing me.
Yeah.
Are they not?
You have a content creator sitting here running around here and it's saying that you're going to be in legal trouble because you're trying to raise money before a situation escalates. That's what this one content creator is saying, that you're going to have legal trouble because you're asking for money before something escalates. No.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I just want to take a look at this. That's one thing they can't take away from you. You get a little nutty sometimes, but you did call out a lot of things early that
Okay.
can't be denied.
Nah,
See, I want to address the whole nutty thing
yeah, that's nah, buddy.
because I
Hold
want to
on.
know. No, actually, can you do me a favor,
I'm putting this
Wall
person.
Street Willie? No, no, no. Before you do anything, Wall Street Willie, can you please hit the link? I want to invite you. Because see, that's what this link is
Yeah,
for.
hit the
This
link.
link is
That'd be
for
great.
direct conversation. Please hit the link. It's pinned in the chat because you're saying things about me. And I want to hear from you directly what
Yeah.
exactly it is you're talking about. See, that's what this live is all about. So please hit the link. Please do. We're not going to block you. We're not going to ban you. Michael, appreciate that. Now, because I want to address these, sometimes you get a little nutty thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I want to address that. I want to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, but I mean, until he, I mean, please definitely hit the link. If you need us
Appreciate the like and
I'm
appreciate.
gonna put it back in
subscribe.
there. I'll put the link back in there, in case he said, "Give you 1 second." You got more than a second. We got you. Go ahead. That's for you. But back to what I was saying, we do have. Well, my eyes wide, or my eyes is open. We ain't really got no commentary for that. But let me get back to what they were saying about.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
About somebody's movement, and it ain't time to discuss that right now. Anyway,
Well, this is the thing. I have nothing to say about Tory Outlaw, and I don't know why anybody does. Because that name that they're mentioning, that's not even that person's real name. I tell you what I will say, that person is a victim of that white woman that she's with. That's what I know. That's all I got to say about that. Those are my only thoughts. Uh-oh. Somebody buffering?
Who's buffering? Not us.
Heard you, Michael. And thank you, Auntie Leah. Appreciate you. We got the banner running on the channel. Actually, it's not a matter of going by. Tory Outlaw is her government name. That's who she is. People should do more research on that. So now, and thank you, Auntie Leah, for anybody. See, we don't just have a GoFundMe. We have been raising money for quite some time. We have merchandise. It's great merchandise too. It is. It is. Please feel free. Get your t-shirts, all of that. And if you choose to, please donate to the GoFundMe for our legal defense fund. Okay? It is a legal defense fund. So, you were saying, I'm sorry.
I mean, no, I was just saying, and I forgot exactly everything that I was saying, but give me 1 second. There's people online making mention of you and your GoFundMe, and they're saying that you're preemptively looking for raising money before a situation escalates further. And like I said, I'm gonna address that because to be honest, like I said, I made a comment and it's like that's a damn shame. You on here talking about ish that you don't even know. You don't even know. Like that's what I said. I was basically just making that a point because you were talking about something before, and then the
Well, no, because we're going to ease into this because this is a lot of conversation to have. But we
mhm.
have the link pinned in the chat for every content creator that's got something to say about my GoFundMe. This link is for you. For every person, for every sub who's lying in those contents, this link is for you. Please pull up and let's talk. Let's talk. Okay, now Asa, what are you talking about? You saying you said the 4 million is something you have to pay off, Jag? No, that I don't have a $4 million debt.
Shh. Uh,
I don't have a $4 million debt. Trasha K, Latrasha Transrena Kibi. She's got a $4 million debt that she has to pay to Cardi B, and as it stands right now, she's paid under what? Under 250,000, and her payments is about to go up because she's reporting more income. Okay, we got somebody at the back door. By the way, this image that's up on the screen, if you can read it, it says her name on it, Trash K. This her lawsuit. See, people were trying to run around spreading stories that I was being sued for defamation of character. She was actually sued and lost. Why does nobody want to talk about that? Salute. We have somebody in the building. Who is this? Welcome to Jag
Don't beat
Nation.
me up, sis.
Who's beating
You
you
heard.
up? Why would I beat you up?
Nah, peace to you, peace to the panel in the chat.
Salute.
But yeah,
Salute.
that comment definitely wasn't coming from a place of slander or anything like that. Like,
Yeah,
when I
but
said nutty,
yeah,
I kind of mean, some topics. Because for me, someone that's outside of that belief in the occult and a lot of things, the
yeah.
topic is just nutty, right? That doesn't mean I'm right and you're crazy. You might
Got
just
it.
know more than me and I don't get it. You know what I
But what
mean?
do you find that I've said or done that's nutty?
no, he
Like,
was saying that I think he was saying that he's not using it like in a term. Like, listen to what he's saying, and
Like
correct
the
me if I'm wrong,
occult
bro.
and all of that stuff, right?
uh,
Like it probably really is true. I don't know. But for me, someone that's removed from it, the topic itself is just nutty. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a box that I put it in my head. That's not saying that you're nutty though. Like the
right.
important part about the comment I was making was the one thing that can't be taken from you, no matter how much people disagree, is you did call a lot of things out real early that we watched play out in court. It was crazy. I was like, you can't, you know, sometimes with my friends, like your personality that might come up in a conversation before, like, you could say what you want about certain things, but she did call a lot of things early that we watched play out, you know? So
And what were their responses to that when you would say that?
yeah, but she crazy though. And she believe in the voodoo and you know what I mean?
I believe in the voodoo and I
But
believe in the what? See, but that goes to
Wow.
show you how people's minds are conditioned. Do you want to know what I find funny?
what's that?
That when I talk about esoteric belief, when I talk about ancient Kemetic science, things that have been around for thousands of years, things that our ancestors practiced and believed in. Now, this is me studying history, but I'm crazy.
I
You want to
mean,
know what's even funnier? I bet you a lot of these people go to church too.
sheesh.
I
Yes,
bet you a
Lord.
lot of these people go to church. So listen to me. Let's break down science. Let's get mathematical with it. When you go to church and your pastor starts talking about miracles and things that happened in the Bible and
That's
things that happened to
believable.
this character and things that happened to that character, if those things happened right now in present day, people would say they were crazy, right? People would say it
Mhm.
was nutty, right? But you go and you sit down in church and the church man say it and he's not crazy.
Mhm.
Like, I find it funny that as long as it's in a certain venue or forum, it's
It's
accepted.
accepted. Yeah.
But the second that you take it and you move it around somewhere else, it's crazy. I've heard people say, "Oh my God, Jag, the way you talk, whoopty whoopty woo, yada yada yada. Oh, she be talking one way 1 second, and then she be talking another way another second." There's a whole speech called I had a dream." Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, when people recite that very speech, they change their
Realize,
pitch,
realize.
they change their inflection, they change their volume, they change it. Do they not?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're imitating what this man did. Why ain't nobody calling Martin Luther King crazy?
Hmm?
I'm curious. When Al Sharpton,
Oh,
with
wait,
his
wait,
very,
wait.
with his
So you
very
saying he was
irrelevant
into the
ass,
occult?
who? Martin Luther King?
The King.
Martin
But
Luther King was a Mason for sure.
he was definitely a Mason and he was involved in sorority life,
Uh,
which believe in Greek deities.
there's that connection.
See,
Okay.
I find it real interesting that a lot of these sorors and a lot of these fraternity people don't like to be honest about the fact that they pledge their lives to Greek entities.
The
And
response I
they
always
swear,
get when I have that conversation with some of them is it's misunderstood, and that's not what they're like. The people don't know what they're talking about. And
what do you
being that
mean?
I'm not involved, I just gotta, all right, well, I'm just stepping all the way back. You know what I mean?
My,
Maybe you gotta tap in with us on the Patreon, because those conversations like that about the Greek sororities and fraternities, it's a deeper level. It's a lot of people. Yeah, I think a lot of people in the church sector and church community have been talking about that and what's really up with that. Like, yeah, it's deeper. It's way deep.
they worship Greek gods.
Each fraternity and each sorority is underneath a god.
A Greek god. My
People
thing
don't.
is how are you gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, that's not really what it's about"? But you sitting there and you're pledging, you doing the pledge. If it ain't real, then why you playing with it? Because these Greek mythological gods have a history that they playing by. Meanwhile, they sitting there, they doing sexual ritualistic stuff hell
Yeah.
week. I want you to think about the stuff that goes on when you got to cross over and then you standing online. You are being harassed. You are being abused. You are like all kinds of crazy stuff. People getting so drunk out of their mind on alcohol and on substances that half of the pledges, they walk away traumatized. A third of the pledges have suffered brain damage. And guess what? 5% pass away. That's not nutty.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty to me. I
Women
agree.
sitting there, young women sitting there writing on each other's bodies, talking about if you want to be down with us, you gotta go and you gotta put your mouth on every pee-pee over there, and you gotta suck all of that off. And we need pictures to prove that you did it, and then you could be one of us. Really? If you want to be represented and sister to a frat, you gotta let this row of guys that you would never even talk to bang you out. That's normal.
And see, that's one of those things that I don't want to believe, but
This
I
is what
can't
they
say
do.
it's not true if I'm not in those circles. You know,
Bruh,
so
did
it's
you
just
not
like,
watch
jeez.
School Days?
Yeah, yeah. So I get your point. It's like you know enough to
I know
you
enough.
know it's not crazy. Yeah,
If
I get
you
what you're
see the
saying.
movie School Days, those stories were derived. Spike Lee derived those stories from real frat life. You see what I'm saying? But let me not speak too loud, because they might say that I'm crazy because I'm talking too loud, which is funny. Because Al Sharpton literally said, and my people, he be yelling for 15 minutes and don't say a goddamn thing.
Mm.
And then ask for donations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it, man.
Like, what is wrong with our people? How many people go and sit down in these fraudulent churches?
But so now, sometimes though, a necessary need, like it filled the void out. These people just being completely hypnotized. You know, like there were social things that you could do in the church, right? Like even the
Yeah,
5% nation, like they were able to meet at churches at times in certain communities, you know?
yeah.
So,
Just like the Nation
but
of
but I
Islam.
would also agree
Just
that
like
doesn't mean
just
it's
like
clean.
wait a minute, just like the Nation of Islam now participating in Scientology.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Now I got to be audited and whatnot.
Like,
Yeah, that
huh?
was that was kind of
Huh?
wild when I found that out. Yeah.
My G.
Because it was something one of my homeboys did a paper on when we were in college, and he was, like turned up off the topic. So, we was just looking at stuff in the room and whatnot on the computer, and yeah, it's a little nutty over there.
Mm, mm, mm.
Like, and see, that's my problem. That's my problem. So when you got all of this stuff going on, who gets to decide who's crazy and who's not? Hmm?
The follower, the believer.
No, no, the media.
The media, the internet.
The media.
But then it goes back to, the follower. There's a lot on the net, there's a lot in the media. So it comes down to what you follow. Like one of my homeboys was saying, if you got 1 million followers, you could do no wrong, right? Because people will forget some of the craziest stuff that you do in real life because they're kind of locked in their followers, you
Yeah.
know? So
So what does that mean?
indoctrination, the Greeks.
You see what I'm saying? So just because somebody is able to get 1 million people to follow them, that means that they have a valuable thought process.
Unfortunately, in today's world,
How? Some of the people,
because
listen to me. Best example, Charlie Sheen. Like, it was so wild. Nicki Minaj, she actually tweeted something the other day, and she was like, she's winning. She was talking to Funk Master Flex on all of a sudden now she got her Instagram back. All of a sudden she's allowed to be on Instagram, even though she's still talking cash money bullshit about Rock Nation and Jay-Z, and they got her kicked off of Instagram, but now they letting her talk
she
again.
she with a bigger dog now. She with the Donald
No,
now.
she not. No, she not. No, she not. No, she
That's a
not.
big homie now. Pardon me, Jay. You was cool.
That's
But
that's
your
not
name
my
getting a little
home.
shaky anyway. I'm rocking with the Donald. I
I'm
think she
telling you
is
this
trying
right
to.
now.
But hold on,
That
Jack. I
ain't
think
real.
I think she is trying to carve in a little niche that she knows she can fill. You know what I mean?
I don't know. What I do know is this: you start playing politics, you better make sure you know a member of the band. Because
Mm-hmm.
Playing with.
politics,
Yeah.
you know what they play? They play musical chairs.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
And when the music go off, you can't guarantee you gonna be the one that has a seat. See, they tried to pull me into the politics game last year. I acknowledged and I gracefully said, I'm interested in the cause,
But
but
not the
I'm not doing
politics.
politics.
I can respect that.
And in the second that happened, next thing I know, Nicki Minaj starts being mentioned more and more. See,
Oh, they wanted you on that side?
no
Oh yeah.
disrespect,
I could
no,
believe it.
no
Oh, I could
disrespect.
believe
Nigga shopping
it.
is still nigga
Yeah.
shopping.
We could work this one. They know her, and if we expand her brand,
See,
yeah.
people were under the impression that because of how I'm stalked and harassed, that because of how the authorities come against me, that because of how much influence comes from high places, that I would be looking for shelter. See, that I would be looking to be protected. And you want to know what's crazy? I've been going through this shit for almost 6 years straight with no break. If anybody should have been looking for a helping hand,
It
should
should
have
have
been
been you. I do.
I thank you for the award. I thank you for the dinner. But all I'm interested in is the cause. You can keep your politics. See, the truth is, somebody who really believes in God, somebody who really believes in being there to save the world and all of that, should want to have nothing to do with politics.
Exactly.
Politics separates you. See, God uses his people
See,
to bring people together, not
how
to
you doing?
separate them.
See, now I get that argument, but then my thing is, how can you affect it without being involved? You dig what I'm saying?
Listen to me.
Policy.
Policy.
Policy is what you ain't got to be in politics. It's just policy. Let me keep it a buck with you. APAC. You know who APAC is, right? It's a fund. It's a fund. They pretty much
Body elections, of
they
course.
they get policy done. They take care of the politicians with money. You know, yeah. And you look at the Chinese or let's just say the Asians. They're not out heavy voting and doing it. It's policy. It's that's how you get it done.
But that's how you get the policy done, though, with the political influence.
No, not necessarily.
When it comes to policy, like legislation
you-
and whatnot,
I'm gonna tell
like
you
even with
something right
you, right?
If you can create the kind of movement that forces a politician to change their mind, that's what you want.
I like that. And that I can respect, right? But now at what point does that have to merge? Like when I saw you with the award and whatnot,
Yeah.
because I was on the panel with Taz when you came over there, right? We
Mhm.
did a lovely duet too. I don't know if you remember, but when I'm looking at that, I'm understanding the way Sis be talking, I know she's not in line with this side, right? Like, so, you know, people are instantly try to, because you were with the Republicans then, right?
I wasn't with anyone.
I'm not saying with, but you know what I mean? Like in the pit, you worked with them for your benefit.
I went to a dinner that was
And you were
hosted
awarded.
at the president's residence for an organization that used the president's residence for that event. the name of the organization is called America's Future. It's like no
Right.
matter how many times I say it, nobody cares about it. It's headed
Don't
up by
yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm
But
saying it's headed up by General Flynn and his sister Mary Flynn. Now,
right,
what that organization does is fights against the illegal transportation of human bodies.
right. Which is a cause that you stand on, and that it is a definite, thing that you want to be impactful on. So the point is, at some point though, what is best for you and what you want to push does at
I
some
was
point intersect
I
with
was
government
acknowledged. All I was acknowledged by this organization.
for your
And
own work. So you never really did nothing with them.
oh no, we did. We
Okay.
went. I spoke at another event. It wasn't at Mar-a-Lago. It was somewhere else. It's funny. Nobody wanted to talk about that event though.
Uh,
That's
but
funny.
but my
You see what
point
I'm saying?
was though,
See,
eh,
understand this. Understand this. Just because somebody is friends with certain people, don't mean that they support the same things that they support. The one thing won't nobody ever see me doing is bowing down to anything or any entity other than God. What we saw Nicki Minaj do, ooh, that was. And you want to know what was really crazy about it to me, which is how I know this was a desperate game for influence peddling. See, they're only interested in her because of her fan base.
right.
But how
And
in God's name can we be sitting here in the era of the Epstein files and you're using a mouthpiece whose husband is a level 3 registered sex offender?
now, now to that point though, using her for influence, it's not only her urban quotation fingers black influence, but a lot of white girls like her too. So they
Yeah.
want to use her to play on that. It's funny because I
A lot of
felt like,
LGBTQ people used to like
oh,
her
they
too.
love her. They love her.
Want to
But
know what's wild? The
hold,
people
hold,
she's
hold, hold on.
pandering to
Because I
don't
wanted
mess
to tell
with
you
her.
something. Um, Before hers, right? And hers was to me a bit more disrespectful and saddening to see because she was kind of surgical with it. But the worst one before that was Lawrence Taylor. Like the Donald brought Lawrence Taylor up to the podium and he said, "Well, Oz don't rightly know what Oz been brought here to do, but I'm gonna work hard for the Donald, and I believe in his cause." Like it was disgusting to watch, But then he pulls her out. So I do agree 100%. It's influence peddling. It's
Yeah,
influence peddling.
it is. And
They
guess
don't.
what? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no. I was just gonna piggyback off of that and just say, yeah, it ain't about controlling um, a million or 10 million people. You grab someone who has the ear of 200 million people globally, on paper with the Nikki situation, and
Done.
you get
Yeah.
in her ear, and again, that's why I said policy, because she could slip something or say something to her audience, and it'll just be the
Viral.
she could put the seeding, like she can say something and it could grow into something like a thought. Essentially, they're just, like you said, they're using her quote unquote influencer.
And
Yeah.
guess what? They got a faithful dog because she's in trouble with the Shluminati. Let's just be honest. What has she said about Rock Nation or Jay-Z that I haven't said already? Nothing. And it's wild because the truth is she knows a lot more than what she's saying. And I know that for a fact. She could run her mouth about Diddy, who was her personal manager, easy. She could have been at that trial. She wasn't there. Her relationship with Meek Mills alone gives her access to some very interesting information. She ain't said nothing about Meek publicly, for real, for real. Why hasn't she talked about the time that Meek allegedly tried to have her unalive?
Yeah, they do kind of move around you.
They don't say my name for a reason. These is all supposed to be some of the most powerful people in the world, and they're afraid to say my name. Yeah, they sell the story. Oh, she's irrelevant. Oh, why would I say that? Oh, she's a liar. Yet can't nobody prove it? Nobody. They put me in 2 lawsuits last year. 2. Back to back. They all made headlines. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
The first one that they put me in was a week after I went to Mar-a-Lago and got the award. Instantly, I was a teleporter. I had moved people illegitimately across state line to be present for a Diddy grape. Did you know that? Did you hear about that lawsuit?
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, they put me in that lawsuit with Odell Beckham and Drewski and this
You
weird...
lying.
Yeah, no, they
Where
had...
they was talking about Drewski held the chick down.
I was in that lawsuit.
Hold on. He said we're lying. Let me pull up the paperwork. Let me pull up the paperwork. Hold
That's
on.
crazy.
Hold on.
And it's funny because it's almost as if because of that paperwork, it would make me cleave to my new friends, right? Be willing to do whatever they want me to do and say whatever they want me to say, do whatever, you know. The reason why people hate me is because I'm smarter than them. Because I can smell them coming from a mile away. I live by an old adage: keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. And only one eye closed.
I try to keep everybody the hell away from me. But I'm a goofy.
No,
but let me ask
you're not a goofy.
So,
you ain't goofy. That's not goofy
know
in
it.
this day and age.
But yo, let me
What are
ask
you
you
close to
something.
people for?
Let me ask you something going
Crazy,
back to that kind of influencer peddling, right? Because the new wave is the social media influencer, right? And I know you definitely have some experience there, right? So how do you think when it comes to politics, right, how they use portions of the cultures that we create, how do you think they're going to use this current black space? Like, you know, you got your conservative manosphere goofies over here, and you got your angry liberal people over there. And how do you think they're going to play that one? Because they're going to get involved in that space. Like, that's starting to become...
What do you mean going to get involved in that space?
I knew you was going to go there. I knew it.
And they've been here for years.
Willie, you looking at the screen? I'm just showing you the case. I'm going to just run through some stuff. And we can get into the involvement because I'm going to stop it at someone that we can talk about. But check this out. Here's the actual case. They amended the complaint. Originally, Odell Beckham Jr. and Drewski. They amended it and added these people's names. We're not going to go over everything, but obviously you see these pictures here, right? And who we got here? We got Jaguar Wright, and you know they say
what the hell they bothering you for?
But listen, we're talking about influence.
Right after I got the Defender of Freedom Award.
Talking about influence, and you're going to see some people that are quote unquote influencers of the day now when it comes to the internet. Did I skip it or did it not come up yet? Oh no, okay, it didn't come up yet. There's a few people. This thing didn't come up. Okay, anyway. Maybe I'm tripping. there's a few people. I was basically going to stop it on, you know who, Jag, in regards to,
Mm-hmm.
because he's talking about a black space and things like that. I'm very familiar with the manosphere. I'm very familiar with a lot of things that go on in certain spaces online. But they've pretty much already have gotten their hands, or they got their, let's say they got their people in place for this, for what you're saying. They can't have free thought. They definitely can't have like a free black mind. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work for what they got
Which
planned.
I am, controlled by nothing other than God. This was their way of trying to force me. See, you want to know what went wrong with that lawsuit? Do you want to know what went wrong with that lawsuit? Do you?
Talk to me.
Oh,
How
there
did
it
you even
is.
try to? How did you even get connected in any of that?
Well, there's the picture you see at the bottom. Let me explain it real quick.
Go ahead.
The person at the bottom is a guy named Keith Lux, aka Big Homie CC. Now he's a up and coming influencer per se, right? This guy never met Jaguar Wright in his life. He sent like a bird call at one point on someone's platform and saying,
Cam Capone.
I got some news I got some information I got to give to Jag, and whoop, whoop, whoop. So I think I reached out to him. We ended up meeting up with him. This is the only time we've ever met with this guy, and he insisted that Jaguar gets sued by Jay-Z. And we're like, for what? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking for? What? And boom, I would say 3-4 months later, boom, that picture, and to the right of Jaguar, or to the left, I'm sorry, or to the right of him, Jag. In that picture, we actually have someone else named Jag, a guy named Jag, who was actually there. Yeah, they cropped him out, and they have Big Homie CC. They have Jaguar Wright in this case here. This is the only time they've met. He insisted on, I need to do this podcast with you. And in normal cases, you already know we don't be doing none of that.
And tried to line me up by getting me to say incriminating things, hoping that they could find a way to put a case on me like he did with Loose Cannon.
Yeah. Tried to get her out there to Mexico, offered to do like just all types of, but these are now this guy is an influencer right now. He's someone who's on the come up, but we already got, I ain't even go there. We ain't gonna go there just yet. But this is the type of games that they play.
I just want him to tell me all about his illustrious rap career when he was supposed to have been a celebrity bodyguard.
Oh Lord, yeah.
To which no celebrity can corroborate that he's ever bodyguarded for them. And nobody online that he sat with has bothered to check it out.
Is that dude that be on like podcasts telling his stories?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
The big dude with the glasses. Okay.
Yeah.
With the shades on.
Yeah.
And the skeleton. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Want to know what's funny? One of the lawyers that issued this lawsuit was also sitting on the Piers Morgan episode with me. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
She was on the Piers Morgan episode with me and Vlad, and 6 months later she was putting me in a lawsuit saying that I did things that I didn't do by means and by way of some John Doe and Jane Doe, mother and son, her clients. And guess what? They went through the trouble of putting a date on the offense. See, there was a date on the offense when this so-called heinous crime that I helped facilitate happened. They went and said that they made up a whole script and said that Jag said this and it was her idea to 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 essay the girl with the remote control and Diddy with a remote control and all of this and all of that. You remember that case that came out in 2024 right after Diddy got arrested? The
I don't
theory
know.
of Diddy.
I had to start blocking some of that stuff out, man.
Yeah. I mean, they did such a
Yeah,
good
these,
job at traumatizing the public. I can understand why.
Word.
So so guess what? It was my idea. You had people like Murad Morelli. You had people like Ticket TV. You had all of these people running around the second that I got added to this lawsuit, running to the internet, running online, talking about, oh my God, Jaguar Wright is in the lawsuit. Jaguar Wright did this. Jaguar's got some what Jaguar, you got some explaining to do, babe. Is what Murad Morelli was saying. They ran online. And guess what? Only one content creator took the time to do the research. Guess what happened? I told everybody it's impossible. Not me. Couldn't have done it. It never happened. Ask me how I proved it.
Oh.
Cook County jail records on the date of that crime. I had been sitting in Cook County Jail waiting to face trial for a whole nother crime that was put on me that I beat nulle prosecute and they had to let me go after holding me
I
for
had a
4
homeboy that do
months.
some bullshit on the same thing. Like, how I do that? I was locked up.
They invented. No, but don't forget, this Jane Doe and John Doe, they were witnesses and said that I forced them into a car, drove them from Nevada to California, and forced them to be present for this terrible crime that Diddy committed. And I was there with this dude.
Do you ever get to know who the Jane Doe and John Doe
I
are
mean,
who are making these
legally,
accusations, or do you have to find it out?
you gotta find it out. They're not just gonna
Damn,
the courts
that's
are not gonna
crazy.
tell you. But guess what? We got a general idea. We know.
We have a general idea. Yeah.
We know. That's
Isn't
why
it?
the legal defense fund is in place.
That's part of the reason why we started the GoFundMe.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. I always wondered that, like when they start redacting stuff and they say, you know, non-identified informant or whatever, do you get to find out who that was after
You'll find out
hearing your situation?
when they have to testify. That's the only way you're gonna find out.
This is what's funny. Ariel Mitchell Kidd is an attorney. She accepted this testimony from these people and put it in the lawsuit, which went up on Pacer for the entire world to repeat and to report on as if it were real. And I was in jail. There's no way in hell I could have even done that. Not only was I in jail, but I was in jail halfway across the country from where it happened. I was in Chicago. This happened in California. Like it's she admitted false testimony and left it there. Even after people said, but Jag was in jail. No, she wasn't, because I checked and da-da-da-da-da. She actually got online and said that shit. And then when Khadisha Lynn pulled up my Cook County record, matter of fact, the mugshot that they had in that lawsuit, that was from a whole nother time that I had been set up and arrested. Like they keep playing these games with me and with my name. So guess what happened? They abandoned that story and they created a whole nother one. You want to know what that was?
What's that?
Brian McKnight was suing me for defamation.
Your name was in that shit too.
And
Yeah.
man, they took that and spread that all over the place,
Oh,
all over the
that's
place, all over
crazy.
the place, right? During the Diddy trial. It hit just as the Diddy trial was starting. I want you to look at the timing. That Brian McKnight lawsuit
Mm,
bullshit,
around
it
the
hit
same time.
just
Yeah, that was right
as
around when the trial
he
was
was
ramping up.
going to trial.
That's crazy.
And they spread that shit all over the place. They treated that shit like hot sauce. They put that shit on everything. Jaguar Wright is running from Brian McKnight. Jaguar Wright is finally being sued. But y'all put me in another lawsuit and I didn't do it. And why ain't nobody talking about the fact that y'all got me in a lawsuit where I was accused of doing all of these heinous things that you ran to the fucking internet with? And y'all were proven it was all a lie, but ain't nobody saying shit to Ariel Mitchell Kid. Meanwhile, Pierce Morgan got this bitch sitting on fucking line talking about Diddy is guilty. Diddy is guilty. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
You've done Pierce before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? They used that episode to try to discredit me and so that they could run and put it on Google.
He
That
tried to ambush you?
no,
Because
he
I've
didn't
heard
try.
like that's
No,
what he does. He pulls somebody.
he didn't try. He did ambush me. And you want to know
You're
what's
a real
funny?
one.
He did a whole retraction and did a whole apology to Jay-Z and Beyonce for everything that I said. You want to know what's funny? Everything that I said about
I
them
remember that.
in 2024 is coming out in the Epstein files right fucking now. Right now. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, Mark Lamar Hill went in about that, like how I go up there to discuss one thing and then they bring in people to like ambush me. That's
That's
why I asked you. I was
that's
wondering.
what they do.
Yeah.
And one of the people that was involved in that whole situation was the lawyer that put me in that dummy lawsuit. You think that's a coincidence?
What was the topic? It was just around the time of the Diddy trial and all that?
Yeah, they wanted me to come forward and give testimony about this, that. I took the
Yeah.
interview and I spun it on the head and I pointed my finger at Rock Nation and Jay-Z instead. See, I'm a wild card.
Hey, yo, you are wild.
See, they was coming up there to try to find a way to get me up in the whole Diddy thing. And I'm like, yeah, he's in jail. We need to talk about all his friends.
Oh, that's wild. Because that remind me of that time when they tried to line Cameron up and he just used it to sell pink horsepower. Like, they will try to ambush you.
Yeah, it don't seem to work so good when it comes to me. They just move on to the next scam. And the next scam was the Brian McNuffin case. That came out at the exact same time as the Diddy trial. They wanted to make sure that they had a good old negative campaign against me while Diddy was on trial. See that? If his name got to be dirty, then her name got to be dirty too. Guess what's funny about that Brian McNuffin case? Guess what's funny about that? There's a couple of things that's funny.
Brian
The first
McNuffin
thing-
is what was funny. That was
Oh yeah,
dope.
yeah. It's true. He filed that case in 4 different states. He lied in 2 different states and said he had me served when he never did. He must have enlisted, I don't know how many wrong addresses on me.
And he was getting help from YouTube justice warriors, right?
Yeah, and he had YouTubers.
But what was he
Trying to
coming at you for?
down.
What was he saying was the defamation?
About some testimony that I gave about him, some eyewitness testimony about someone that I knew from a long time ago.
Hmm.
I'm not going to get into too much detail
I
about
ain't
it.
mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
But what I will say is I told the truth about it. Unfortunately for him, the statute of limitation had already passed. So filing the lawsuit was done strictly for clout and negative publicity against me.
Yeah, I mean
You
that's
want to know
kind of
what's
how this
funny?
social media thing is starting to work. Because by the time you find out someone's wrong in their accusation or whatever, like the media then moved on. They looking at the next event and they
No, no, no. Apparently, the media hasn't moved on because ever since I put up this GoFundMe, all of these content creators are bringing up that my legal defense fund is to help me with these lawsuits that we're talking about right now.
But I mean, if so, so what?
No, no, no,
No,
no, no.
but the lawsuits have been dismissed.
Both lawsuits have been dismissed.
So you got to stand on that. No, I get it.
No, both lawsuits have been dismissed. The Ashley Parham lawsuit was dismissed. The Diddy one was dismissed December of last year because she couldn't find another attorney because these two attorneys, Ariel Mitchell Kidd and Sean R. Perez. Ariel Mitchell Kidd, she was the face of the lawsuit. Sean R. Perez was, I guess, the slow muscle on the backdrop. They both resigned from the case right after Diddy got sentenced and asked to be removed. Ain't that wild? A year later. And she, the victim, couldn't find another attorney that will take her case. Ain't that convenient?
Seems like they purposefully, I mean,
Adding me in that lawsuit tanked her case. What lawyer would want to take it? When one of the accused, who both of these lawyers, Ariel Mitchell Kidd and Sean R. Perez, refused to amend and redact all of the wrong names. They left them in there all the way up to the end. And then quit. And left her with a completely tore up case.
Oh wait, homie had immunity.
Who had
That's
immunity?
wild. The Jonathan Perez nigga testified under a subpoena and was granted immunity in exchange for his testimony. Meaning he would not be prosecuted for any actions he carried out. Oh, that's crazy.
You want to know what's even funnier though? Sean R. Perez, Ariel Mitchell Kidd put me in the Diddy lawsuit, which botched Ashley Parham's case because I had an ironclad alibi, which pretty much devalued the whole lawsuit, even though they stopped talking about that and only wanted to talk about Drewski and Odell Beckham. They didn't want to talk about me no more. Ain't that cute? But guess who was a lawyer? Guess who was one of the lawyers in the Brian McNuffin defamation case?
No.
Sean R. Perez. The same lawyer that tried to come after me for the Diddy case. Why are none of these content creators talking about that?
Yeah, they choose to ignore it. They're choosing to ignore it.
No, seriously, like.
Yeah, that they're not even looking deeper into the whole. They don't know, and we put it out there, but they're choosing to ignore. Yeah,
Why?
Same attorney, Sean R. Perez, is connected to the Ashley Parham suit and the Brian McKnight case.
Which means, in the midst of all of this trial shit, in the midst of me getting the Defender of Freedom Award, this motherfucker put my name on 2 different legal actions, and all of it was fraudulent.
All of it. So what do you think, Willie? What do you think the reason for them doing that? Why do you think they would do that?
I guess to kind of control the narrative of conversations that they know are going to move fast. So they know nobody's going to go back and press, well, why did you lie about this? Why did you lie about that? If there's a bigger topic out there that they could put in front of the people, and that's all the people care about.
Yeah, but that's defamation and slander to me. Is it not?
I mean, so you ain't think about going after them?
Going after who?
The Perez dude and anybody you feel like slandered. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
that's why
lot of dudes that'll
that
take
that
that case.
that's why we're putting together a legal defense fund.
Oh, you want to, yeah. Yeah. You don't think, a lot of dudes would take it for, how do
No,
they do that? Like when
no,
you
no, no, no,
break
no,
them
Nah,
up?
no,
they have a good old boys, good old girl club with these
no.
lawyers, especially in California
Unfortunately, I
too.
can't take this case, man.
Yeah, they
I
all
got you.
talk to
Exactly.
I
yes,
got you.
they all talk to each other. Yeah, we got to get
I
someone.
got
Yeah,
you.
That's why we put together the legal defense fund,
Makes sense to me.
because a big part of all of this are investigators.
And you got to pay for man hours. Yeah.
Exactly.
yep, exactly.
So what's so wrong with me having a GoFundMe for my legal defense? Why do people have such a problem with that? You realize over the course of the past week, at least 20 content creators have come online lying to their audiences, saying that I'm a scam artist, that I'm scamming people, that I'm asking for people to pay off my lawsuits, like the Brian McKnight case. Wh- Why would I be having a GoFundMe to help support me for cases that have been dismissed? Hmm? I'm
That makes
sorry.
simple
In
sense.
my opinion, doesn't that mean that they're all lying? Like, because all of them mentioned the Brian McKnight case in their commentary. Well, she's being sued by Brian McKnight. I mean, Storm Monroe. He was. Oh, she's still running from Brian McKnight. Why would I need to run from a case that's been dismissed? A case that he cannot bring against me again because he legitimately and legally couldn't bring it against me the first time. What they did was illegal. It had already passed the statute of limitations. When the case did it to negatively clout chase my name. So all of these content creators that are sitting online right now going after my GoFundMe, saying that I'm asking the public to give me money to pay for lawsuits that have already been dismissed. Huh? Isn't that them just like blatantly lying?
I would say he went after Ricky Smiley too. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's recent. That's recent.
Yeah. My case got dismissed like a month and some change ago. So now he got to go after Ricky Smiley. See, he tried going after his ex-wife, who's my cousin, and guess what? He lied about that. And he tried to come after me. Lied about that. Now he's going after Ricky Smiley. But ain't nobody saying, don't nobody want to talk about the fact that my case has been dismissed? No, just a bunch of content creators want to sit online right now and say that I'm asking the public to give me money to help me fight off a lawsuit that's already dismissed. Ain't that wild? Meanwhile, every last one of these content creators that's doing that has been doing negative commentary and content on me for years, has monetized all of their negative content and commentary for years, host chats where people sit in the chat and lie about me and lie on me for years, put up their cash apps, ask people to give them money to spite me for hating on me. So they get to make money off of my name and lie on me
Officially
still.
terminated October 6, 2005. Goddamn. I don't know why people be lying with Google and AI out here. All right.
Like Storm Monroe literally sat there and
Not that I don't trust you, sis, but I'm going to check. You know what I mean? But
listen to me.
yeah.
Please do. I beg of you. Let me take it back to the old school thespian.
Crash out, Jaguar.
You.
Crash out. I'm riding now.
I beseech you to go check.
I ain't gonna lie to you now. I'm gonna look, but yeah, I found what I was looking for.
You need to. Now you've been sitting here with us for a little bit of time. Have I lied to you about anything so far? You're checking.
I ain't heard one yet.
And that's not you just taking my word for it. You're able to go online and go check it for yourself. So that would mean that all of these content creators that in the past week who've been going after my GoFundMe, trying to get people to not donate to me, calling me, what was it that the bitchy diamond guy? Because he's a whole bitch at this point in time.
Yeah.
He's a whole bitch.
Yeah.
Dog bitch diamond nigga. Real light skinned coffee ass nigga. He actually went.
Look, you still nutty as hell, but I love nutty people, man. In Baltimore, they call you a dummy. Yo, you my favorite dummy. That mean they love you. It don't mean what you think when you hear dummy, man. So
I hear what you saying.
I ain't heard no lie yet.
When I call people, you know, the FAG word, you know what I'm saying? That's done in love.
Right.
I got you. But real straight though. Why are these content creators, this bitchy diamond nigga? And it's so funny because he's been going offline for a while. I'm starting to think that maybe he got ordered offline. Because since he got back online, he's been hella messy and trying to find a way to engage himself in all kinds of, you know, interesting content online. Like his first video back was he interviewed the RZA's cousin, his first cousin.
Yeah.
And she sat there and did a whole interview with this nigga talking about how she has been intimately involved in an incestuous relationship with RZA since she was 17 years old, how she was pregnant by him and all of that. She's not accusing him of SAing her, but she is calling him out for their inappropriate relationship. That was his first video back. Which was really, really, really hard for me to watch. And I watched it because I'm like, this, you gotta be kidding me. Like I'm sitting there looking at this girl, just looking at her body, you know, movements, everything, like looking for the lie. It was wild. And it was crazy because that all happened within like the same moment that my man Power died. And Power's, you know, founder of Wu-Tang. Like that's my dude, you know. So like that was real hurtful. And I'm like, oh, so now you gonna double up on me? Now you wanna double up on me, doggy bitch ass diamonds? Fuck is a doggy diamond? What the fuck is that?
Wait, what doggy do?
Oh, he's over here talking all kind of
he did a whole video
about Jaguar's GoFundMe. He
calling
says,
me a cryptid, saying that I'm paranoid, saying that I'm online panhandling because of my GoFundMe. Yeah, being real disrespectful
and
about
and,
it.
and throwing out dog whistles like, well, Jaguar may be facing legal action for her public accusation and is trying to raise money before the situation escalates further.
He literally said
So
that.
he's throwing out,
These lawsuits that have been dismissed.
yeah, he's throwing out a little bit of misinformation.
Not
I
a
mean,
little bit.
he did say something about, he said, oh, I'm skeptical about her extreme stories. And he brought up Epstein's islands and boats. And
He's skeptical about my extreme stories, but he sat there with RZA's cousin.
I mean,
and talking about incest and all of this stuff, and
hey,
how she been pregnant by the RZA all of this time.
right.
Oh, he interviewed her?
Yeah.
He's the one that interviewed her.
But he's skeptical about what I got to say, but everything that I'm saying has turned out to be true. And he's skeptical about me. This nigga's wild.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said.
But for him to sit there and try to convince people that my GoFundMe is to support me in lawsuits that have been dismissed. Right now, you went online, that you saw it for yourself.
You know, I do kind of look at how people try to capitalize off the algorithm, and sometimes I try to draw a line. Is it slanderous, or is it just people following the content, quotation fingers, right? Journalism.
Or is it people that got an email? Or is it people that got an email and say, yo, we pounding on this bitch. We gonna run this up in the algorithm and you gonna make like $500 off of this video this week.
Yeah, it's like the lotto. It's like knowing the quick pick, the three, what they call them, the three numbers that people would go. Oh, you know them in advance. So go ahead and do a story because everybody this week is gonna be talking about whoop whoop whoop, and that's how they get down. They make us
runs the algorithm up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly, and they've been doing this on Jag
for the past almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because in my GoFundMe, I'm addressing that part of the reason why I'm raising this defense fund, this legal defense fund, is to also go after the gang stalkers and the dog pilers online. Motherfuckers like this doggy bitch. Who's the other one? The straight gang fag weirdo.
Yeah, somebody. I'm gonna holler at somebody about him.
This dude.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Who was running down on Tisa all summer long, trying to make Tisa content. And he also lied in his commentary and said that my GoFundMe was for the Brian McKnight lawsuit because he was one of the people last summer that was spreading the whole Brian McKnight is suing Jaguar Wright and Jaguar Wright is running from Brian McKnight. Why would I need to run from somebody? Because it's not going to trial. It passed the statute of limitation before they fucking filed the lawsuit. And on top of that, my First Amendment right and my eyewitness account to someone who I have declared was one of his victims back in the 90s. They weren't going to win no matter what. But you know what? All of these niggas who be trying to find a way to find me so that they can gaslight me and so they can dox my address and have cops coming to my door and all kinds of shit. They all wanted my information. So they were using this lawsuit as the reason to get my address.
It's crazy because I rock with doggy content, you know what I mean? But if you made a claim on someone and it does come out that, yeah, this was about a dismissed case, like you do owe it to that person, to your fan base, you know what I mean? All that shit to be like, all right, yeah, here's what we found out on this.
Nah, he's being I would call an internet roach.
Let me tell you something. We got in the comments, G, and those niggas tried to get disrespectful in the comment. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We going live. And every last one of these motherfuckers is more than welcome to hit this link. That's why I dropped the link from the top.
But I mean, like, with that interview with, the young lady, if he finds out, these things and she does want to tell her story, are we saying that she shouldn't have a platform to, get that out?
No one's saying that. But I hope the RZA's family don't get a hold of this guy because
I think everyone who has a legitimate story should be able to have a platform to speak. I do. Oh wow.
If I'm gonna believe that from anybody, it's gonna be you.
Oh wow. We have one of the disinformationists.
You want to have this clown come up or no?
Well, see, this is the thing. If he wants to come up to address what we're talking about, he's more than welcome to sit here and address what we're talking about. But if he wants to talk about anything else, no, he gotta go.
He's out of here. Okay, let's go.
But I already have a feeling that the first thing he's going to do is want to start talking about warrants in Texas. And I don't know why they want to talk about these things, because they're all complicit in staging these crimes against me. So I don't understand. Like, this is the same kid that sat online and was calling the authorities, lying to the authorities, saying that I was abusing my mom and my son, calling hotels in Louisiana, saying that I was an insane person that wasn't on my medication, and that I was schizophrenic, and that I needed to be arrested and detained because I was a fugitive from justice. Those people could have ran up on me
and did all kinds of things
with guns blazing.
Okay,
I can't see. Is it
go ahead.
Matter of fact, no. This is another dude. Matter of fact, this is the same dude. This is the same dude that when we first met and started working together was stalking our hotel in LA.
I know. So unmute your mic. Go ahead and speak.
Yo, what's up, Jag? What's up, Wolf Easy?
Excuse me, if you won't come up here on my platform, you're going to address people by their names.
I can't see the name.
No, you called him something.
Don't even worry about it. Let's go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
No, I'm just coming up saying hello. It's been a long time. I've seen the GoFundMe. Shout out to y'all. Forget the money. Hopefully y'all get everything they are asking for. I'm just saying what's up. What's up, Willie?
What's going on, family?
That's all you gotta say?
Yeah, just say hello. I mean, you said I was gonna come up and bitch in the past. I mean, I moved on from the past, so.
Well, I mean, it's easy to move on from the past when you've actually done things to actively ruin somebody's life and then try to pretend like you didn't do those things. I mean, I'm sure you want to get past that.
So, okay, so just can I address, because you kind of lied on me. No. I didn't recall the police about the mother or child. I did come to y'all's hotel because
it actually Genesis confirmed that you were calling the police. King World, like all of you were working together. Like, don't act like you haven't actively worked with King World, or should I call him by his name, Marcusio, Genesis, or should I call her Monica Lockett, who she is, who was actually the one who called the bail bond to have my bond broken, even though she wasn't Angela Owusu, and it was Angela Owusu who was my bond holder. Like, see, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why do y'all want to keep flirting with this? Because the facts don't change. I don't change.
Well, you're conflating. So, like, that situation, you might be correct, but the whole calling on your mother and child, yeah, we never did that.
Oh,
wait. Is that Kulu?
Yeah, that's
yes, sir.
Kulu, what's going on, man? Like, you called the police on this woman?
For sure.
Yeah, he did. He came up to
Wait. Now I'm curious. Now, what action between you and her was worth doing that? Was there something going on with you and her?
Yes, well, like it's a whole year's worth of things. I don't know if Jag wants me to speak on it right now, but
Actually, let's be very clear. When he pulled the stunt that he pulled on me, April 14th, 2023, I didn't even know this boy. I didn't even know he existed. I only knew about King World. I didn't know about all his little minions. I had never spoke to this boy, had no interaction with this boy. Everything that he was doing on behalf of Marcusio, King World.
no, that's not true. That's not true.
It was all
well,
being,
so
was it
Well,
not?
talk to me though, Kulu. Like, what was worth you calling the police on this woman? Because I'm only looking at it. You know, I'm a hood nigga, man. So I'm like, unless someone has really, really wronged you, and you have no other course of action, like, I'm trying to figure out why you would do that. Because, we rock out on the other panel. You know what I mean? Salute to my man,
Hmm.
Bracy. So I ain't never had no issues with Kulu. I'm just shocked to hear you involved in this.
Okay, so Willie, do you know my background and like the content that I cover? Before I get it,
Nah, I don't. Like, I'm new to
so
YouTube. You know what I mean?
so I cover cults, and I've stopped a bunch of cult leaders, especially in the black community. So this all started when Jaguar interjected herself into a cult that myself and King World and a few others were covering and exposing and hunting down.
I'm sorry, I interjected myself into a cult. How
Yes,
did I do that?
by being at DJ Genesis' house with Shaka Zulu, by befriending Solar, by bringing,
Defending. Whoa, 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 whoa,
no,
whoa.
instead
What?
befriending, a befriending.
Excuse me. See, this is the thing that I have a problem with. These young people I had met online on Bigo back in 2021. And I told them, and I'll say it once again, if they should ever defect and leave the cult, I would be there to help them and the children in any way that I could. You want to know what I find funny?
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
You
Kulu.
want to know what I find funny? They left the cult and I took them to church. And King World sat there and went on Google Maps and stalked out my church to tell people where I was. My church.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, so what
All that
was
you like understand how you think you're gonna sit up here and flip this to make this sound like it makes sense. I try to bring people who was just caught up and being like totally taken advantage of and exploited, and young people with babies. I sat there and I watched baby. Oh, my poor little baby Shaka, just thin. I hugged
so
those
what's wrong with
children.
that, Kulu?
I fed those children. I loved on those children. I took those children to church. And that's me interjecting myself into a cult. Please explain. I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Your
So
business. I'm trying to figure this one out because I know, homie, like YouTube knows someone. So I ain't never had no issue with Kulu. You know what I mean? Like, we don't always agree, but a lot of times we're on the same side of different arguments,
yeah.
right? When it
Let,
comes to
let let
politics
us
and stuff.
let him explain
Yeah,
exactly what he
talk to
was.
me, Kulu.
okay, so yeah, so Jag, you're kind of painting it in like a sympathetic light, which that's your opinion and that's your perspective.
You just
Respect to
No,
that.
no,
painted
no,
it.
But
no,
You
no,
just
no,
drop
hold
it.
up,
You just
no, no,
painted.
no.
no,
What's sympathetic? I'm not being sympathetic. I'm telling you what it
because you're bringing
was.
up no, because you're bringing up
Hey, yo,
babies and
somebody
stuff that have
mute
nothing to
Jag
do
Mike.
with what happened.
Mute
No,
Jag Mike.
that's my connection to these people. And understand this, I did not go looking for these people. Monica Lockett came looking for me, and all of these people were congregating in her home when she invited me to come over. I didn't go looking for them, not in any way. So once again, you said that I interjected myself into a
Yes.
cult that you were exposing. How is that an interjection?
Wait, and
I
I'm
was
making
invited over somebody's
connections.
house and they was there.
Are we getting carbon with it? I'm making connections now.
Hold on, let me explain.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Okay,
All right, go
so
ahead.
Jaguar, you know, on Bigo back 2021, 2020, we put you onto the cult with Tokyo Tone, right? You made it seem like you was gonna help bring
You
down the
put
cult
whoa, whoa, whoa,
and
whoa,
do
whoa,
all
whoa,
and, like
whoa,
Let
whoa,
him
whoa,
the
whoa,
go, Jag.
news.
Chill, Jag. Let him go.
no, because he's not telling the truth. You didn't put me on to anything at all. Y'all didn't put me on to nothing. I had one conversation with King World, which is when
Yeah,
I
we have the
told him,
videos.
excuse me, which is when I told him that Monica Lockett told me to stay away from him because he was an internet stalker and a hacker.
No, this is before on Bigo.
Yeah,
Back with Tokyo. Yeah, if we got the video.
that's when we talked. That's what we
Yeah,
talked
you didn't
about.
know about
Well,
carbonation at that time.
actually, no, that's not true. I have been seeing Nature Boy videos. The person that introduced me to the whole Nature Boy situation was Nosy Ho Live.
I found him from Sinetta. That was the first time I knew anything about it.
Nosy Ho Live is who said, Jag, we got to do something about what they're doing to women and children over there is crazy. I tapped in Toke.
Objection, Yana. Can I speak to my client for a moment?
Yeah, please do.
Yo, Jag, please just let him talk. I want to hear where this is going.
I'm gonna let you know what. I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna mute up. That's what I'm going to.
All right, Yana, we may proceed.
Okay, so I appreciate that, Willie, and I appreciate Wolfgang and Jack having me on here to give my perspective, right? So, right, let's fast forward through all that, right? You go to DJ Genesis' house, you know that Shaka and his wife were living there for free, and then once they get into it with DJ Genesis because of the whole drama that went down between you, King World, myself, everybody, right? They then stole all of her TVs, all of her.
No, this is circumstantial evidence. We want to know what was an issue that you involved the police with her. That's what.
Yes, I'm getting there. Like there's a whole thing that led up to it. Like it's
Don't
just
get circumstantial because my client is gonna crash out and she gonna come off mute. I'm just
well at any moment.
Yeah, you got a good 30 seconds, bro.
All right.
We need you to get to the point.
So if you're wanted for stealing a U-Haul and there's a crime report out there and there's tip money, I'm sorry for anybody, whether it's Jag, whether it's whoever, right? I'm gonna definitely call. And when you threaten people's lives like Jag has, my life.
All right, bro.
What the? Hold on.
No. Because, look, check this out.
Let it happen.
No. I'm putting a hard stop to that because number one, he's talking about some other stuff, and I do recall him.
Well, you weren't even there at the time.
Okay, bro. I will take you down. Don't unmute yourself because I'll just completely get you up out of here. I'm still
okay. Go. Yeah.
Look, bro.
My question would be this.
I can pull all the receipts.
I
got all the receipts already.
Coludo, like, if it doesn't involve children or you doing something to a woman, right? Like, what you do with U-Haul is your business. For me, it's not a threat to me or things I care about. And babies is all my babies. I always want to protect them. And I prioritize protecting women. So I'm saying, all right, if it's something outside of you personally being affected, right? If it's got something to do with kids or something, I could get it. But fam, why you worried about what somebody doing with you all, bro?
Wait, hold on, Jag. Did you not tell the police and tell BBC, like the BBC studios, that I stole all their equipment, over $500,000?
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Excuse me?
Did you not threaten my wife and my children?
Once again, why are you speaking over me and calling yourself going to try to interrogate me on my fucking panel? You won't calm the hell down right now. Is what the fuck you're doing.
He's already.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Check this out.
If me saying that your wife looks like the blacked out version of the Hamburglar, if that's a threat, then I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Did I
Yeah,
snap on
really.
your wife? Did I call your wife
You
black
said
as
more than
white?
that.
No. Did I
Yes, you
call your
did.
wife? Did I
Yes, you
call your
did.
wife black
Yes,
as tar?
yes.
Did I say that you need to keep the nightlight on because if your wife walks
Yes.
into the room, she was gonna scare the baby because she looked like a shadow. Yes, I said
You
all of
said
that.
more than that.
Hey, yo,
Yes.
I said all of
Jaguar,
that.
chill out, man.
No, because I'm gonna be honest.
All right, we look. I'm
No,
gonna,
but
I'm gonna tell
listen
you,
to me.
y'all.
This is what's funny though. No, but this is what's funny though.
Yeah.
I said that after he did a whole thumbnail where he took me and all of my moderators and put all of our faces on his thumbnail and put like the
A
infrared
crazy
laser
title.
the infrared laser beams on all of our foreheads.
That's interesting. And the reason why I say that's interesting because he's like, oh well, I wasn't there, blah blah blah. Look, when I was there,
He actually had a whole wait a minute. He actually had a whole thumbnail with the infrared laser beams on all of our foreheads.
so Jag, listen up. When we were in Texas, and he actually came to the hotel, and then you said, in LA they had people coming to the hotel. You're supposed to take those types of threats serious, right? If someone's doing, y'all know what happened in Vegas last year with with them content creators who ended up getting unalived. If someone's on some real world ish and they coming after you and they done kind of low key threaten you, how are you supposed to handle that?
Do you know what I find funny more than anything? Willie, you have asked this young man, this barely 30-year-old father, you've asked him what I specifically did to him to cause him to do any of this to me, and he still can't tell you anything at all. He keeps skipping around from this.
I literally said you lied. It said you lied to the police. It said I stole $500,000 of equipment.
Number one.
You threatened my wife.
No. What police?
What are you talking about?
What police did I say this to?
Whatever county that the BBC studios were in, and you told the owner it was me.
No. That's
Jack, I got the video.
That is not what happened. That is not what happened.
Okay.
What I will say is this: the day before the studio was robbed, you were online bragging that you knew exactly where I was and that the Beam team was coming to get me. You did that the day before the studio got robbed.
Not the Beam
You were
team.
online bragging. Jag, we know your address. We know exactly where you are. We're coming to get you. Yeah. You out there with Solar. We coming to get you. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Did you not say that? Because you did. You did a whole video.
Probably.
Okay, fine. You know what? We'll take probably. So if you're threatening the day before our studio got robbed, that you were coming to get us, that you knew exactly where we were, why would you not be a suspect in a robbery?
Because
that happened. I'm sorry. Does that not make sense to anybody here?
Oh no, it
doesn't. It doesn't because where's BB Studios located?
Excuse me, Willie. Does that make sense to you? Somebody sitting online talking about they coming to get you, they know exactly where you are. Somebody who you haven't given your location to, any of that, and then you get robbed the next day, and that's not considered a suspect?
And anything is possible at that point.
So I drove all the way to Las Vegas, to where the studios are at, from Texas.
I don't know where you
in one night.
Said what you said.
Come on, I live in Texas, Jack. We were gonna meet up a bunch of times.
Boy, I don't know you. I've never met you.
That's Cap. Exactly, because I didn't want to.
I have never met you in person.
Jack,
I don't.
When you and TJ were dating, we were gonna meet up.
Do you see this? Do you hear him, Willie? He keeps skipping from one thing to another.
No, I'm
he doesn't want to
not.
seem to take responsibility. He doesn't want to seem to take
I
responsibility.
admitted what was true and what wasn't true.
Please, actually, no, you didn't. All you said was probably, kid. Like, I
Which
don't know
one of
who
them
you
events came first?
Oh, well, once again, The robbery that happened the end of 2023. That robbery happened Christmas night.
But you had already had the police called on you.
Yeah, in April of
That's
2023.
nasty, bro.
Before I ever met him or knew him, the first time I spoke to him was after I had gotten out of jail for how they had me set up in
Jag,
Louisiana.
you went to jail 3 different times.
Once again,
Why is that anybody's business but hers?
it has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Cause Kulu, I'm gonna be real. Like, I went from age 11 to 13 because I don't deal with 12, right? So I could kind of understand. I could kind of understand, like, if someone is in danger, or even if you feel like, instead of me crashing out on this person because they're attacking me, I'm gonna go deal with that. Like, if you a citizen, you ain't in the streets, all right. But to get in somebody else's business, right, with whatever they got going on, and it's not affecting you, that kind of starts an attack that everything that comes after that is irrelevant. Like, it opened the door.
Well, respectfully, Willie, like you weren't there at the time to see everything going down. Like it wasn't just me and her; it was Jag versus everybody. Okay, and she was
Yeah, but
threatening other
why?
people's kids.
Pause.
Hold on.
Pause.
Ja-
Pause. No, pause. Why would it be Jag versus everybody if I wasn't being gang stalked and dogpiled?
Mm.
Jag, when you come on my platform like you did for months, and then call out other content creators, they're gonna jump in.
No. Whether you know it or not, you just gave up the whole game. It was Jag versus everybody. There is not one person on this earth that is so scary that it takes a whole legion of YouTube content creators to come after that one person.
It was like 5 content creators, Jag. 5
No.
or 6.
So
That's
makes
a
it
lie.
that makes it
That's a
better.
lie.
No,
That's a lie. That's
but
a
if I
lie.
so like for example, right? If I
That's
came
a
up here
lie.
and
You
you
can't
called out,
literally just say it was
hold on,
Jag versus everybody. I mean, the
yes,
context is there. It
yeah,
don't have to
everybody doesn't mean
be.
literally,
Yeah, I get
right?
that, but the context
Just the
is
people
there.
that she's referring to. But if I come up on this panel and I start calling out other content creators, just start dogging them, calling them names, they're gonna come at me for saying that, correct? And that's
You
literally just
know
what
what?
happened.
You want to know what's funny? He's got an excuse for everything, don't he?
It's not an excuse.
No, it
It's
really
true.
is. You are making excuses because the truth is, I did not know you. You never met me. You involved yourself in my life and you didn't like the reaction that you got from me for involving yourself in my life. That's what happened.
Jack, so we
And
weren't gonna meet up in real life?
everything that you have said proves that.
Jack, you didn't have my personal number?
Actually, no, I never had
That's
your
lie.
number.
When you and TJ were together, you have my
Once
personal phone number, and we talked a bunch of stuff.
once again, TJ had your phone number. That was TJ's phone. That wasn't my
You were
phone.
using it, but
That
you were
wasn't
using
my
it though.
phone.
But that was
Me
your phone at the time.
Me using somebody's phone is not me being in ownership and having control of somebody else's phone.
Jag, if all your emails for business came through that phone and everything else,
Once
that's
again,
your phone for the time being.
no, that was not my phone. That's TJ's phone. You want to know what's really funny? When I called Penske and asked them had they located the truck that was confiscated by the state of Louisiana when I was arrested and put in jail until I was extradited back to Dallas, they were supposed to call me back and let me know when they retrieved it so that I could get all of my belongings, including my dead son's urn, all of my everything that me and my family had was in that truck. It was TJ that made sure that I never got a return phone call. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
See, I find it funny that you sit here and talk about a warrant and a truck, which the charge is larceny, and larceny is theft. I rented a truck that I was bringing back, but I got arrested and the truck was confiscated. See, the second that the truck got confiscated, there's nothing I can do about that, especially if I'm sitting in jail. From that point forward, it's the company's job to deal with whoever confiscated the truck, a state agency. See? So, what does that mean for a larceny charge?
Yeah, you didn't get arrested in Louisiana for the truck though. The one in Dallas, like Dallas arrest was for the truck. But the one
I
in
know.
Louisiana was for
A year later, and the reason why I got arrested
because you were on the run.
I was not on the run. I was moving my family because your people, the Beam team, were stalking me at Legacy Apartments.
I'm gonna go ahead
and I got my family out of there. And I called the police and I called all of the authorities involved and let them know that I was moving my family out of town to get them out of danger, away from you people.
Jag, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss Kulu. It sounds like he got kids.
Everyone knew where I was going.
All right, well, I'll see y'all later.
This isn't really going anywhere. Peace.
No, you won't see me at all. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that whole little, see, what they were trying to do is inflame you, and you see he keeps bringing
Did
up.
It work?
Did
it
stuff.
work?
No. As I said, he was trying. And yeah, like
that was the whole purpose. The whole
he
purpose
came in
was,
as a distraction.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yeah, and also to try to try to change the subject, because I guess we're making a little bit too much sense here.
Right.
Tonight.
And see, he's somebody that, well, I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna ask him about his buddy, because remember I told you his buddy just all of a sudden
we don't
backed away from you.
We
ain't gonna go there.
We don't have to talk about Mercutio. I would like to hear from Willie.
I just wanted to apologize to Yvonne because I wasn't trying to take the conversation nowhere that, it wasn't supposed to go. But I was just shocked because, like YouTube know him, right? Like I be on certain blocks on YouTube, he be on. YouTube know the brother. So when that allegation was made, I'm thinking, well, it must be something concrete. Like, you did this, I felt like I was in threat of that. And then I'm like, damn. Like,
the only time you need to, well, in all honesty, the way these inner city police are, there's really no reason to call inner city police, especially these racist ones, on anyone black, because
in Texas,
especially in Texas, in Texas.
Yeah.
So what was his goal?
Oh, by the way, he also forgot to mention that in between them calling the police on me in Louisiana and the robbery in Las Vegas, that on, what was it, August the 10th or August the 13th of 2023, they all got together and had me swatted by DeSoto police.
Yeah, Willie.
I have the footage of that. That actually happened live online.
Happened, yeah. So when we're talking about what we're talking about with this
one of the five content of the only five content creators that were
my ass, exactly.
No, it was 5 content creators and all of their minions in their entire network.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just 5. You got a whole network of people passing on information, getting this, doing this. That's it's not just 5 people.
Yeah. So what does this sound like to you, Willie?
A lot.
And all he did was come up and just quantify what exactly what we're talking about.
I'll be honest. When you ask me what it sound like, Jag, it sound like some shit I wouldn't want to have to deal with. You know what I mean? It sound like something that only a person built a certain way could, you know what I mean, deal with.
So my question to you is, considering everything that we've been talking about, did you not notice how he showed up to jump on panel the second that I started talking about how the legal defense fund wasn't just about, it wasn't about cases, that it was about to help me fight what all of these weirdos have been doing to me online in my life?
But how can somebody stand on that when, like, in the 10, 15 minutes I've been, well, now we've probably been here a little longer, but I easily found, yeah, October 5th, 6th, whatever it was, 2025, it was done.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the issue would be at that
No, but
point.
but do you hear what I'm saying? There
I hear you.
I'm trying to scam the public into giving me money to pay for cases that have been dismissed. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
it says in clear language on my GoFundMe that I'm building up a legal defense fund to protect me from online predators and stalkers and the legal issues surrounding all of that. That's what it says.
If anybody need it, you need
So how funny is it?
it.
No, but how funny is it that when I start talking about that part, that's when he shows up.
Mhm.
That feels more to me like a hit dog hollering than anything.
You know why I was kind of shocked from speaking to him in the past is because when it comes to things that affect black women in particular, the black community, he seemed to be on the supportive side of that argument. So things like this, in
Hmm.
terms of you dealing with it, and this is for me as an outsider who don't follow everything, but I would expect that from the manosphere. Like them crash outs over there. I was kind of shocked. That's why I had to ask him the question, but I ain't mean to divert the conversation. I
No,
was just
you
kind of shocked.
actually you really didn't divert anything. Actually, what you did do was help us prove
You got this prove a point.
that the GoFundMe ain't cap, like doggy bitch ass diamonds tried to say. Because basically what he said about my GoFundMe is that I'm paranoid, that I'm making all of these cyber attacks up about myself. And really, what I want the money for is to clean up all of my lawsuits and my legal troubles. But the
But there are
lawsuits are
no
dismissed.
lawsuits, and
And whatever the warrants are in Texas, they all stem from these YouTube motherfuckers that been gang
mhm,
stalking me and
mhm.
harassing me and gaslighting me, not just online but in real life.
Cause see, like one thing about me when it comes to,
No, I'm just saying, am I making sense?
nah, you complete sense.
Oh,
Like one thing about me from following just your content in the past, right?
Mhm.
And thank you for
Mhm.
letting me in your house. I need to keep my shoes on because I'm not wearing no socks and my feet stink. But thank you for letting me in. Like I never felt like you were in any way predatory to the things that I care about. Now, if
Mhm.
somebody says he's putting this particular person's life and career and all of that, all right, they may be able to make that argument. But in terms of things I would fight against, I never viewed you as someone that I was like, oh no, she has to be stopped, you know?
I'm for the people.
So,
I'm for the people. I've always been for the people. That's why I warn the people against the industry. That's why I warn the people about not being sucked into all of the celebrity shit. That's why I do what I do. Look at Mo 3. And what I do doesn't have value. Look at Nipsey Hussle. What I do doesn't have value. Look at my son, who was unalived at 25.
and if you're calling that out, you're going up against a huge monster.
I've been going
mhm.
at
So,
I've been going up against Rock Nation and the rest of the industry as a whole since 2020 publicly. Starting with my own, I called out everybody in the neo soul so-called black conscious music community. I called them all out as frauds and pointed out where they were industry gatekeepers and pawns. I started with my own first, and then I worked my way up. And let's not pretend like all of these so called celebrities don't have online social media people working the angles online on their behalf, like Nicki Minaj had Tasha K working for her. Like, I think everybody forgets that Tasha K was Nicki Minaj's number one pet blogger. And it was Nicki Minaj that sick Tasha K on Cardi B. I guess
Pause for a
everybody
second.
forgot that part.
Pause for a second. I just wanted
Mhm.
to highlight. Thanks for listening. Fit for now. Fit for living now. Right. Says, where can I contribute to the GoFundMe? You can go to thejaguarwright.com and you'll catch everything there. Um, yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. And yeah, these
Oh,
connections that
before
people
you
have.
go, for our moderators, if you want to drop the links to the website or to the Cash App or to the GoFundMe, whatever, please feel free to do so people can locate if they want to be able to help contribute.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
But it is thejaguarwright.com. And we appreciate you. And no, this isn't it's deeper than a lot of people realize. And like you said, the connections. Certain people have certain people do certain things. Like I was unaware. I know we talked about it on the live about certain people's. I mean, the Patreon about certain people's online antics back in the day. I didn't know anything about that. Just like a lot of people don't know who's connected to who within this YouTube sphere and how this thing really works and how the real life gang stalking and all that stuff happens. And it's not, no one's making stuff up. It's not an imaginary thing because, that's what the narrative is with a lot of people. Oh, yeah, they're just making it up.
No, that's been the narrative. The narrative is no matter what I say, she's crazy. She did it for content. Willie, did you know back in 2023, YouTube literally and Google had me listed as not just a singer-songwriter, but as an actress and then reality TV series. Did you know that? After I started talking about it, they snatched it down when they weren't able to accomplish their aim. Because the storyline was supposed to be that I was doing bargain basement, low budget Zeus content on YouTube, and I took it too far. So when I got unalived by a firing squad, they could just say that I was a content creator that took it too far. Did you know that, Willie?
That part I was not aware of, but I can say I've never seen you on Bad Girls Club, so.
That part. They real wild. These people have been stalking and harassing me for, this started back in 2020. It's 2026. All of these people that are sitting there attacking my GoFundMe right now as we speak have made at minimum $5,000 to $10,000 off of harassing and stalking me at minimum. The really good content creators have made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of me.
And then let's not talk about the GoFundMe. I mean the Cash App scams.
Let's not talk about the Cash Apps that they created in my name, convincing people that they were donating to me and pocketing the money for themselves. Lying to people in streams and on all social media platforms, saying that my Cash App was fake and that their Cash App was real. Hundreds of thousands of dollars they've stolen from the public on my name, making sure that I wasn't able to raise money for myself, for my legal defense, for my safety, for my life. How is it that all these content creators get to make money off of my name, but I don't get to make money off of my own? Matter of fact, there's a content creator that goes by the name Incoming Opinion, whose real name is Brandy Whitehurst, you fucking drunk, goddamn credit card fraud bitch. Fuck you and roll around.
Yana, we asked that be stricken from the record. Yana, good.
She used to sit there and laugh online. Yeah, Jag, you ain't never gonna make a dime off of your name. We own your name. We're gonna run content on you and run content on you, and we're gonna make sure you don't ever make a dollar off of your own name. You can't even strike our channels. You want to know why? Because they had somebody working for Google fucking with my Google IP, so I couldn't even strike channels for using my content or my likeness. And then every time I caught them online doing something that would be criminal that they could go to jail for, they would put a bunch of false strikes on my channel and have my channel deleted so they would have control of the evidence and I lost it. This has been going on for 6 years, G.
It just sounds crazy to me because my thing is like if you keep it on the content and just dealing with things people have said, I can deal with that, right? But when it gets so personal to where you really trying to affect someone's real life, that could just literally be energy you put into building your platform. And so then the question becomes like, is that even the goal, or just to, troll is sometimes too light of a word to use.
Oh no, it's definitely too light because what this is
Yeah,
cyber stalking, harassing, and dogpiling.
yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
it's all criminal. It's
Like
not
he
even.
just said, it was Jag against everybody.
Hmm.
Or more accurate, it was everybody against Jag. Now, what's really interesting
I'm gonna put the GoFundMe in here. Hold on.
is the reason why they hate this man here, Wolfgang. Because in 6 years, he's the only living witness that I have that can corroborate everything that I've said. He is the first person that's been in my life and worked in my life that hasn't flipped and started working with them. Do you know what they used to do to anybody who was in my life or came into my life? They would go through their social media, they would research everything about them, and then they would start cyber attacking them and cyber stalking them.
Well, they've done that to me. What are you talking about?
Like I said, you're just the first person that they haven't turned and gotten to turn against me. I want you to understand this, Will. The second that we started working together, we met randomly. He worked at a radio station in LA. He set up an interview for me there with one of the jocks there at the radio station. He came on my Instagram. We posted that I was going to be doing an interview there. Do you know in less than 7 days, they went through all of his social media. They started reaching out to people in his life, his family members, all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. The next thing you know, he had a private court proceeding that I didn't even know about, knew nothing about it. Next thing you know, it was content on a content creator's channel. And then they started slandering him, disparaging him, making up stories against him. They started trying to dogpile him. Am I lying? Within a week.
Less than a week.
What do you think about that, Willie?
I mean, hearing it, I see like remnants of that, like in the reality of it with the whole Anton Daniel things. Like, see, I didn't know. I wasn't locked into YouTube and knew all these little clubs and groups and whatnot. You know what I mean? And now that it kind of is at the forefront, it's like, damn, dog. Like, some of the things that I may have thought, like, oh, this person bullshit, and they just talking shit, or they crying. Like, nah, it gets real.
Hmm.
It's weird. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
They literally were sitting online telling everybody they're not going to be together long. They're going to break up and he's going to be gone in 6 months. They were literally coming up with a plan to successfully get him out of my life so that they could send in their own people and continue to keep gaslighting me in real time.
Because, see, I get frustrated because there are conversations that do need to be had and where this energy would be more beneficial. Like, let's
Oh,
get some shit
absolutely.
done. You know what I mean?
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
Instead of,
Oh yeah.
But see,
yeah.
you one of the real ones. These motherfuckers, they come and perpetrate a fraud online and pretend like that's what they all about so that they can build that presence online. Meanwhile, they're doing all of this little nasty demon time shit on the side, and they're making money doing it. They're making money doing this. Make you no doubt about that. Their cash apps, they all share each other's cash apps. That's how I know this GoFundMe scam story that they doing about me. Oh yeah, they set to get paid. Like I said, I've seen like 20 videos, and in 2/3, actually in 80% of the videos, you go through those comments, they all saying the same. She's a scam artist. She's this. She's crazy. She's a liar. She's scam. Listen to me, Storm Monroe.
And look,
Wait a second.
see, I watch what niggas do for some cash apps, right? And
Mhm.
that kind of just, like even to the whole argument
What
that
would
you
you do for
normally
a cash
wait.
app card?
Yeah, it like to the argument that you normally make, it kind of puts on Front Street that people could be bought out for cash apps. Like
Yeah.
when them small hats bring that money in the room, like you Negroes, you know what I mean? Y'all will do somersaults and cartwheels, man. Like against your
Bruh,
own morals. Like I kind of,
bruh. Do you see this picture right here?
yeah, I see it.
October 12th, 2024. You see the date? Can you read the caption? Can you see it?
I'm driving, sis. I can't see.
CD
It's so
Drive,
small.
just read it. It says, just wrapped
Okay.
up a session with Jaguar Wright and Wolf. Great session. Studio session.
I just got finished recording a feature hook that I wrote, and I laid the reference vocal for and structured the track. Do you know Storm Monroe in his video that he did saying that I was scamming with my GoFundMe? He tried to convince his whole audience.
Oh, this the same when you worked with on a song?
No, not with Storm. This is a whole nother guy. But Storm said that this guy that I did the song for was his friend. And he told his entire audience that I took $4,500 from his friend and never gave him the song. He just told him that the other day. To make me look like I'm a fraud and a scam artist, so that people wouldn't donate to my GoFundMe. After he told them that I was using the money to defend myself against the Brian McKnight lawsuit, which was already dismissed.
You still got a relationship with Homeboy, the one you did the song with?
No, I cut him off after we found out that he was really lightweight, just doing this project to try to get a negative story to give to Storm Monroe to use against us. See, he lied to us. He lied to us and told us a different name because we asked him who referred him to us. Because I always ask, how did you, get my information?
Smart.
How do you know? Whoopty whoopty woo, yada yada yada. The name that he gave us was the name of somebody who was a trusted ally. But as we continue
That
to
you
keep
with
dealing-
them, you good.
exactly.
Yep.
But as we continue to deal with him, we're like, yo, this don't seem like somebody that he would refer us to. He kept playing around with the money. Like, it's real funny. He was late on the first installment of the payment. It was supposed to be 3 installments. He was late on that one. So we didn't go into the studio until we got the first one. Went into the studio, got the files. We actually have the files still. We have the Pro 2 session, the whole 9 yards. We have the emails that we sent him the record. This was back in 2024. As you can see, October 12th, 2024. He got those files that same week.
No, he didn't
Matter
get
of
the
fact-
file. Wait, no.
Do you
wait,
think
hold up.
artists
Hold
are
up, wait.
afraid to work with you?
He
Wait a
didn't he didn't get the files that week. We had
Right,
everything
he didn't.
set up
That he
for
didn't get
him
the files
to get. Yeah.
because he didn't have the money. He was supposed to have everything completed and paid for everything in order to get the files.
Until he paid up, and then normally when you're dealing with a gold artist, platinum artist, they don't do no section payment. That don't even make sense. But anyway,
Every other payment, he was, well, I can't pay it this week. I need another week. Can I get another week? Yeah, I
Yeah.
need another week.
yeah.
But he still did get the files before he had complained. He paid in full. I know
Yeah,
that.
he did. He did. He did. He
But
gave
we
him
had it.
everything, and then he wanted changes, and those were done. And
Next
yeah,
thing you know, I start questioning him again. Who is it that referred you to us? And then he made the mistake and was like, well, Storm Monroe. I was like, you came through Storm Monroe?
Mm.
Fuck out of here. I was like, oh no, he can't talk to me no more. I'm good. I'm fucking good.
Jack, did you get my
Meanwhile,
message? Sorry, did you get my message? I'm just asking.
what message? Let me see.
Well, go ahead and continue though.
Okay,
So
hold on
yeah,
a second. Okay, I see you. So, anywho's in, long and short of it, Storm Monroe just did his GoFundMe bashing story and told his whole audience that he introduced me to this friend. By the way, this friend who said, "Oh no, that's not my friend. I'm friends with Sadiq. She knows Storm. I don't know Storm. He's not my friend." That's what this nigga said to us. But Storm Monroe literally just told his audience the other day that he introduced us to this person, which he did not, and that this person sent us money, $4,500 to be exact, and never got the song. And then sat up there and said, I wouldn't be donating to her. She's just gonna use the money because Brian McKnight came after her and she stole a U-Haul truck and whoop. Now what does that sound like to you? Meanwhile, all of this shit is lies.
I mean, from what I looked up, it just sound wrong to me.
Like, he literally sat there. That video, the last time I saw it, 25,000 views, hundreds of comments, defaming and harassing me. He lied about the song. He lied about the lawsuit. And he lied about the truck. And he also lied about what the whole purpose of my GoFundMe is for. To intentionally try to discourage and steer people away.
Oh, so he won 8.8 from his wife.
Actually, no.
And it didn't have nothing. Well, the point I'm reading is it ain't had nothing to do with your case. That's
It ain't
crazy.
had nothing to do with me. But you want to know what's
but
even
he
funnier?
was lying about that.
He was even lying about that. It was a default judgment because he lied and said that he had her served and that she just chose not to respond, which wasn't true. The paperwork was sent to the wrong address, and whoever signed for it, it wasn't her. Nor did she authorize that person to do it, and it wasn't her signature. He straight lied to the court. So his default judgment got thrown out. And I believe that case, if you go and you look it up further, it's either still ongoing or that's already been discharged. Ain't that wild? So now that ain't work, he's going after Ricky Smiley.
Mike, how you going after Ricky, man?
Yo.
Ricky don't bother nobody. He just radio. Like, if it's something out there, he gonna cover it. And
I guess he looking for one last cry. Guess he looking for one last cry. So yeah, oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Fit, for living now. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. But I say all of this to say, to all of these content creators out here who's like going after our GoFundMe and trying to convince people by putting all of these lying ass, false ass stories with untrue, lying details. I want y'all to think about what this GoFundMe is really for. Because what you're doing is running a disinformation and a slander campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Tasha Kate, $4 million. Do y'all really want to be her that bad?
My wife be sick of me. I be like, yo, you get on my nerves again. I'll leave, have another baby, and name him Willie Wong Fu. I'll change my name. He'll be Willie Wong Fu Jr.
Like it's just it's so funny to me. Like these little weirdos, they like to sit there in their little rooms with their microphones, and they just sit there and they tell lie after lie after lie after lie all day, and they don't expect it to ever have a consequence. What I find more funny than anything is that all of these liars who be lying about me, and we just sat here and proved to you that all of the shit that they saying in their videos about me is lies. They the biggest liars.
And it's crazy because, if you're going to take a stance on something, you should know what you're talking about. And so like me, like I'm not super invested in these things that we've been talking about. I just know, my sister be over there going through it. But a lot of stuff she said, I can't deny. You started to see it everywhere, right? So my thing is, at a certain point, you should at least know what you're talking about and be honest. And that's when I question, do people even care about being genuine, or is it just all for the algorithm?
Oh, they algorithm whores, without a doubt. It's all for the algorithm and all for that AdSense check. Listen to me, these people is sitting there praying for the 21st to come sooner and sooner every week.
It's like back in the day when the county
That's the YouTube
recipients,
payout.
yeah,
Like welfare, like
the county
welfare.
recipients used to
It's a
receive
welfare day.
the first and the 15th, the first and the 15th, every first, every 15th, them dope boys was coming up. Now it's McDonald's and Burger King and Ciroc, I guess.
Wait a minute, did you see this? The
What?
dead has arisen, huh?
Wait, he said what? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look into this.
The dead has arisen. Where
You
was
met-
Courtney? Where was old Courtney Burgess during the Diddy trial? What
See,
happened to all of his videotapes? Everybody asking me questions. And guess who his lawyer was? Ariel Mitchell Kidd, the same person that put me in that other lawsuit, the Diddy lawsuit.
But that's a New York thing. Like, this is what I know. Watch it from a distance that a lot of the crowds don't know. You're not going to understand how things work. Like, unless you kind of lived in certain towns and were around certain things. Like, I'm from New York, you know what I mean? So I know how this industry can get. And the stranger things sound sometimes, the more truthful they probably are, is one of the
Exactly.
things I've learned from a distance. But
How many times have I said it? The truth is stranger than fiction. It is. It's stranger than fiction.
I look and see, this when you start scaring me. Like, I look back when I was younger and look at my time in Nels and stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it almost becomes like, damn, how you ain't see that? Right.
Listen to me. Because our minds are trained to just accept and
Hey,
believe
yo, don't
whatever
start, man.
we
Don't
hear
start
and
scaring
see.
me.
Whatever we see and hear, that our minds are trained for that bullshit. Like, it takes a strong mind to break out of that. And I know that that's why a lot of people get pissed off about me, because I give people the ability to have access to their thinking again, to their mind again. I give people the ability to trust it. But look, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Yo, homie, you welcome to come through anytime.
We do another duet next time. Not this time. I'm not going to go crazy.
All right. All right. Well, listen to me. It's okay. But I do appreciate having you here and having your objective, critical thinking mind working.
Nah,
And
absolutely. I rock with you.
yeah.
Like, when I had the opportunity to actually talk to you, you get what I'm saying, over on Taz panel, I was like, yeah, like, sis, like, that's the homie. So,
And it's
oh,
wild
man.
because when you get to know me, you know me. Like, you get to know me. But I have so many people that speak for me on this app. And the way they speak as if they know me. Like, you hear the way that boy came up here, he never met me. I don't know that kid. Did you hear how he came up all familiar? Oh, Jag, you know me. No, I don't. No, kid, I don't know you.
You
I don't
got
know
my
you.
number. Right.
No,
I can't tell you how many numbers in my phone that
you want to
I
know
might
what's
have your
funny?
number. I ain't
I
remember.
I don't have his number. I never had his number. Do you know who had my number? The person that they put on my bond as my stalker, gaslighter, and handler in real time. They actually picked some drug addict weirdo from out of one of their chat rooms, and they put that bitch on my bond so that they could use her to gaslight me in real time so that they could have control over the kind of negative content they wanted to produce. That's the person who had his phone number, not me. Ain't that wild?
Yeah.
These people are
But
insane. They're insane. But
well,
yeah,
next time we gonna get into the topics that I
yeah,
think
we can
you
get
and
into
I
some other
both really
shit.
care about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get into some other shit. We can most definitely talk about some other shit, and this was the topic for the night. But for real though, straight facts. I'm glad you came through. Like, it was good to have somebody else here to have this conversation with, somebody who's not directly attached to this, somebody who has their own mind, and somebody that's willing to just be honest about what they see and know. So thank you. I
And I'm gonna be
appreciate you.
and I'm gonna be honest with you too. You was ready to cuss me out when I called you nutty, but
Actually, no, I wasn't. Actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't ready to cuss you out. What I was ready to do was whatever it takes for you to come up here and have this conversation with me openly so we can get to the bottom of why you feel the way you feel.
mission accomplished, sis, and I'll be back.
Awesome.
Peace.
All right.
Okay. Peace.
Salute. Salute. So we out of here. This has been an interesting night, guys. Salute to Willie. Willie came through. Um, and salute to the trolls. Y'all sent y'all emissary tonight. You sent Kulu, and all I
They
can say is
ain't do nothing but prove to the audience what exactly what you're talking about.
well, what I'm gonna say is this: do you remember that moment when they sent the messenger in 300
Oh yeah.
and Leonidas? You know what I mean? Leonidas, he listened to what the boy had to say.
Archangel Michael know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And it ended with him screaming, "This is Sparta!" But no, real rap. I mean, my response to that is just
So they didn't say and eat left. Come on, Rob. Go, Rob.
Yep.
exactly how that whole shit went. And I already know that your response to all of that is even shorter than that.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Well, no, my response really is this for all these who don't believe, and you ain't gonna be able to rescue everybody.
Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good.
Some of y'all finna go to sleep for good. Shoot program, nigga.
Yeah, that part. So on that note, y'all know Wolfgang Amadeus. I'm Jaguar Wright. This has been another night here in the neighborhood. The Jaguar Wright Effect. Salute to the Jaguar Wright Show. Salute to Sat in the West, and yeah, peace. We out of here.